I'm a nasty woman.
Friday, Friday, Friday is my favorite day. Friday, Friday, Friday is my favorite day. Monday is a bummer, Tuesday's only fair. Wednesday's getting better, Thursday's almost there. But Friday, Friday, Friday is my favorite. Friday is my favorite. Friday is my favorite day. Oh.
You are listening to 104.1 KQTH, Tucson's News and Talk. I am the beautiful man. Sitting right across from me is my sexy sidekick, Ross. Taking your telephone calls at 751-1041. Mr. Charles in charge. Yes, my friends, this is a celebration.
The celebration!
This is your daily dose of madness.
This is madness!
Little slice of life known as the Conservative Circus, heard exclusively on 104.1 KQTH. It's 5 o'clock in the hour. It's 4 o'clock hour of the James T. Harris Show. And right now we have in studio, as we've been doing for the last few weeks, we have Michael Dorman. He is the host of Conspiracy Fact, which can be heard on 104.1 KQTH Saturdays at 4 p.m. Mr. Dorman, welcome to the circus.
This is great to be here, and the world just seems to get more interesting.
It does. I'm sitting here looking at a beautiful piece of technology. British military troops are interested in the Iron Man flying suit. And I'm looking at this, and this guy is, he's, it's a black, it's a, test model thing here, but he's got he's flying, Michael Dorman. It's kind of like, but he can't fly like this because somebody could shoot at him and they get at him. Where's the armor? Yes.
It's very interesting. It's fascinating. I think they're a little bit late with the technology because in warfare, they're going to drones and robots. I don't think they're going to have a human whose body is soft. It would be a soft target. If he would get captured, then you have collateral problems and that the enemy would use to negotiate. Just use a robot. Use something with artificial intelligence. To me, this technology, it should have been introduced 20 years ago. But now they're coming, and I could still see there would be applications to use it, but it would be more of the mop-up level of warfare versus, the later invaders, not the initial fighters.
Well, even in the Iron Man, movies, I think it was Iron Man 2 or 3, Iron Man and War Machine, they were going against an army of Iron Men that were robots, not people.
Exactly.
And that's what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's exactly where it goes to. You look at all the writings of the defense contractors. I've been doing it for the last 5-10 years. They are going to robotics. They are not going to, yes, there has been superhuman or super soldier technology that has been coming out, and it is more and more, but even there, it's a merger with machines. It's not just to better man, it's to get man towards a more machine-like soldier.
I think to be able to have one of these suits and fly around is kind of cool. We were talking about flying cars
Yeah.
I saw a model, I guess by the summer of 2018, you can buy one of those hovercrafts that'll you'll be able to fly over lakes. So instead of like having to skidoos, you're going to be sitting in one of these little pod things and you can literally fly.
I love it.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. But here's what trips me out. As I was thinking about this, it's almost as if we've been preconditioned for years. Star Wars, little hovercraft thingy.
The Jetsons.
So after a while, it's not even like a big deal because I'm like, oh man, I think I want to get one of those. And I'll be able to afford one of those because it's not going to be crazy expensive. It's going to be like buying a four-wheeler.
No, look at I've said on your show many times, it's like the drone. The little drone I have, the little $2,000 drone. That's a high-end one. You can get one almost comparable with the same photography specs for $1,000. And I'm telling you, they are reliable. This thing does not crash. I haven't crashed it once, and I was a total beginner. They give you the beginner mode and such like that to where you think it's reliable. You totally believe in it, and you're very comfortable doing it. And after you have one of those, well, of course, yeah, if it can do that, I would be totally comfortable getting into a drone that was made by the same people, had the same technology as my little robotic one, my little one. Just working off of a handheld controller.
We're not going to even call it flying cars, are we? We're going to call it drones.
Something.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what they're actually going to call it, but that will be the technology that could take over. And what I like about it is it's battery operated. It's not off of some fuel. So even if you had trouble, and even if you crashed it, it's not going to it's going to explode and light on fire. So there too, you're going towards the green technology that I appreciate from the liberal left. They're the ones that really pushed it back in the day. I appreciate it. And, I got 44 solar panels on my roof. I'm all for that. I'm all for that technological advance. I'm all for Elon Musk's Teslas.
Yeah,
and we need more
Tesla's
of them.
behind that thing. So
Yeah.
now what's Tesla is talking about flying cars.
No. Yeah, they're talking about self-driving cars. Now, this starts to scare me a little bit.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, that's this summer. They're going to have a test model Tesla that's going to drive from LA to New York. This is where I get a little concerned as Mr. Conspiracy
By itself?
Theorist. By itself. No one driving. Now Google's been doing it for a long time. This is nothing new.
Yeah, but Google's been crashing into stuff.
Yes, they have been. but if you listen to the technocrats who build this stuff, they'll brag about it. Oh, our stuff has been working. We've gone so many hundreds of thousands of miles and no crash. And then they get a crash and they're like, oh, we got to fix things. However, now Tesla's going to do it. There's going to be more companies, because you can just imagine here who they're going to be marketing. This is for maybe an older crowd who have lost the ability to drive. This is going to be people who are injured. This is going to be, take your kid. It's going to take your kid to soccer practice. However, then the conspiracy theorist in me says they're going to use this to control people. Because if you don't align yourself with the powers that be, you want to go where? You want to go to the mall? Your credit card is already overbalanced. You need to go to school. We'll tell you where you need to go. I can already see it being abused.
Okay, isn't this sort of like Will Smith in that movie I, Robot?
Yes.
And they had those cars that basically, it was controlled by a grid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's people, you look at all sorts of movies. Look at WALL-E and all the overweight people whose bone mass is because we're not, and there's truth to that, because we're going to get so dependent on these vehicles. One, I think they're going to be extremely accessible, and two, they're going to be very cheap and they're going to do the work for you.
Is this one of the things where we're not going to own these vehicles anymore? We just pull up and then one's there and we jump in and boom, boom, boom?
Hard to say how they're going to implement that, kind of like a community car. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any indicators how they're going to roll that out as far as ownership and usability and availability. Not sure yet.
Well, this is interesting because, what you just described, or what I alluded to, I find that to be a nightmare. That'd be sort of like a more modern version of mass transportation that you have in Europe. Everybody has to get on those trains, but the trains are laid out everywhere, so it's convenient to use them. Or a bike is like an Amsterdam, because it's convenient. But I like my car.
Yeah,
I like to be able to go where I want to go, when I want to go, and I don't want some computer telling me no, and I don't want anybody dipping into my bank account telling me I can't afford to go someplace.
Exactly, and I put my stuff in my car. What am I supposed to do if we're having a community car? I mean, come on, get real.
You know the lefties would love that one.
Oh, you betcha. We all have to share everything.
The day we got word that North Korea was playing around with some ballistic missiles, they tried to shoot it off. And before the news, I didn't even share this with my audience yet. I speculated, because it blew up right when it came out of the silo, that we were screwing around with it. That we got some cyber stuff over there.
Guaranteed.
And we were just punking them. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
And then I see an article now just speculated that, once again, our hackers are all over what's happening in North Korea.
Sure.
And the fat crazy dude is saying, this is war. I'm telling you, this is war. When we come back, I'm going to have Michael Dorman, the host of Conspiracy Fact, which can be heard on 104.1 KQTH Saturday afternoons at 4 o'clock. I'm going to have him weigh in, because he's been blowing me away on how warfare has changed in the last decade alone. And I said to you earlier today, my friends, that I'm not concerned about going to war with North Korea, because we got China. We seem to be agreeing on this, Everybody seems to be agreeing that North Korea is tripping. So how bad could this war be? I didn't know how right I was. However, Dorman's going to take us to a whole nother level. Up. We're not going down the rabbit hole, right? We're going up.
No.
All right, you're listening to 101 KQTH. are listening to 104.1 KQTH. We have Michael Dorman in studio. He's the host of Conspiracy Fact, which can be heard on 104.1 KQTH Saturdays at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Michael, the whole nature of warfare has changed, and we don't really realize it because the last war that was actually really televised was probably the Iraq War. Mm-hmm. We're talking about when we see bad actors around the world putting on their display of force, it's usually people marching in goose step and synchronized, like synchronized swimming, only marching, and they roll your big tanks past and the big missiles past and all that kind of stuff. But you're suggesting that is really a relic of the 20th century.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those Rudy Poo fancy lads come marching down, and they have their guns, and they're saluting their leader. You see the artillery. The May Day or the Day of the Sun parade, and then later they were showing that big artillery exercise. And I watched that, and I'm thinking to myself, North Korea, you better have something better than that on this one, because it isn't going to be 2003 all over again. The nature of war in the last 10 years has advanced so quickly. And you can read it through technocratic writings. You can see it that they're coming through lasers, and they're definitely going to do it through robots and drones. So if they think they're going to see a bunch of American troops defending Seoul, that's not going to happen on this one. You're going to be up against drones, North Korea, and they're going to hit you. You're never going to see them coming. There's drones. They act like a swarm of bees, and they talk to each other. And you can read this, how they're going to do it. And the little monsters will do a kamikaze. They're going to terrorize those troops, and they don't even see it coming. I really don't worry if this is all North Korea has, is this very 20 years ago conventional warfare that they're planning. I don't see it coming to much, because I think they'll be neutralized very, very quickly by technology they don't know of and they won't see coming.
Okay, is this possibly not necessarily the drones, but are we using, how are we hacking? How are they causing North Korea missiles to blow up in their silos? What's that?
Well, there's computers, and whenever you have computers and technology that's electronic, there's going to be people smart enough out there to hack it. And the guy, you think Edward Snowden, there's a lot of those guys who are very, very smart. They're recruited because of their hacking abilities, and they work for the government in the name of national security to protect us against these very things, these enemies, where we can attack them, and they will have no defense. And this is just another example. And they're going to hit North Korea with stuff we, the American people, don't even know they have.
What, I should say, can the same hackers and stuff, are we vulnerable to, if we were trying to launch stuff as well?
No, I think we are vulnerable. And I think InfoWars did a good article here talking about how soft our power grid is. And there's been a lot of whistleblowers in the last 5 years saying how soft it is. And it wouldn't take much really to bring it down. And they were talking about how if an EMP exploded 250 to 300 miles up over the middle of the country, it would disable the electronics. And I do see that, and that concurs with what I've been reading. We in the conspiracy world were fearing that during the Obama administration or possibly a Clinton administration, they do it to bring in martial law, and that goes down the rabbit hole pretty far. But we always fear that, so we read about how soft our power grid is, and that is the one concern I would have, even with a North Korea who is probably limited to their hemisphere. But you never know. But it looks like Russia is on our side on this one. So
if North Korea, if you're talking about, what is it called, the EMT?
EMP, electronic magnetic pulse.
That's that thing that they used on 24 when it knocked out like part of California.
Sure.
All right, and then when that happens, are your electronics in your car, all that kind of stuff, is it dead forever?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I've heard variations.
If one of those things slipped through to South Korea, to Seoul, that would be a huge problem.
Oh,
kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Anywhere it goes, that's going to be a major menace.
When you said drones would like swarm, are we talking about like insect drones, like
big and small? I mean, think of the conventional prosumer ones, like the Phantom 4, like I have. You'd have that's about a foot by foot in diameter. It can carry a certain payload. There's ones that are far smaller and far bigger. That's probably the average one.
Wait a minute. Surely drones are not armed.
Oh, yeah, that would not take much for someone smart enough to arm those little suckers, and they could do an extreme amount of damage, and North Korea would never see it coming. And I know through personal contacts in modern day warfare, they are working on drones that talk to each other, and they work together in teams and in swarms. So it's like fighting off a swarm of bees. And then the counter to that is being able to bring them down with a certain kind of cannon that'll be able to neutralize the radio waves so it can't communicate with each other, and it'll just safely bring it down to the ground. But then they're also working on that, on ways to defeat that. So, we're entering in a new day of warfare where it just looks more the Terminator-ish, but definitely more the drone-based warfare.
So even thinking about along those lines, the modern day soldier, the modern day warrior, how soon before they're obsolete?
Ray Kurzweil, the head of future technology of Google, says by 2030 they're done. There will be no manned aircraft. There will be no soldiers with guns. It will be a complete robotic takeover. And
Special ops?
Maybe a last few, but
Well, I don't know if I like that.
I don't. I hate it. I really don't. I do. I that's why I made the show, is because we need to talk about this now so people know the day and age we live in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Dorman is his name. His show is Conspiracy Fact. You can hear it on our station, 104.1 KQTH, 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoons. This is a fantastic conversation we had today.
It's revolutionary. This is what we need to talk about.
Life imitating art, art imitating life. We see the movies that are put out there. That's what's so funny to me. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you making that? Did you not see Terminator? You're even calling it Skynet. What's wrong with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're listening to 104.1 KQTH. You are listening to 104.1 KQTH, Tucson's News and Talk. We were watching over the break that the Cincinnati Bengals have chosen they had a very controversial pick, Ross.
Joe Mixon, everybody. Mixon. The reputation precedes Cincinnati for taking guys that get in trouble all the time. Oklahoma running back who was caught on tape hitting a woman in a restaurant.
He didn't just hit her. He decked her. He knocked her out cold. It was a roundhouse punch that hit her square in the jaw. What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? Mm-hmm. And then immediately after the pick, they're rolling tape. They got tape, a security camera of him just clocking that child.
Yep.
Well, why would Cincinnati do?
They must value him as a football player.
But isn't there something as valuing somebody for? I mean, listen. Wait, who was the dude that knocked out his fiance? He's not in football anymore.
Talking about Ray Rice?
Yeah, from the
I believe
Baltimore.
No team signed him. Correct.
Wow. So with that type of reputation out there, why would the NFL? Why would anybody take, especially a team that has knuckleheads on their, the squad? You imploded during the playoff game. What, 2 years ago? Because of some craziness. Why would
had to bring that mess up, didn't you?
Well, this fits into it, doesn't it?
Well, that has nothing to do with blowing a playoff game, but yeah.
But they blew the game because they all lost their temper, started going off and stuff, right?
It's part of it.
Oh,
No, look, everybody. It's not like the Cincinnati Bengals are the only team that has employed people with questionable moral compasses. Okay?
Wow. Are you about to rationalize Cincinnati's choice?
The NFL is dead to me after what happened in the Super Bowl last year. So until Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are both done, I don't care.
But you're still a fan. You're still a fan, and you're gonna be able. You're gonna.
I'm not buying Madden this year. I'm not going to bars and watching games this year. It's not happening. Yeah. And he can look over here all he wants.
That's how I am with the basketball. Because of the whole LeBron James. I mean, the Bucks were having like a great playoff, and my son was getting excited. And I was in the room for half a second and got drawn in and walked out. I won't look at it. I will not. So yeah, I understand.
Oh, and lest I remind you that not always the greatest athletes are the best people.
Well,
so again, if he has value as a football player with a questionable moral compass, that's why they made the pick.
Well, you know what? The Green Bay Packers are all quality individuals. We don't do that kind of stuff.
Who was that tight end you had sleeping around with somebody in a hot tub? Mark Chmura?
Mark Chmura. Mm-hmm. He was underage. He was a babysitter. Okay. It's
Okay.
He's a great tight end.
There's question marks in every now. I'm not saying it's not a good pick. It's not. It's a reach. I wish they wouldn't have done it. There were about 7 other needs on the roster.
You're a fan. Just admit it. You're a fan. If I brought you if I'm out in Cincinnati and I brought you back some gear, you take it with you.
Oh yeah, of course I would.
All right, there it is.
Of course I would.
The chunky monkey, marquee monkey named Uncle Fatty, gorges on tourist food in Thailand. He's 33 pounds now. He is incredibly fat. That's why they call him Uncle Fatty. The monkey was fed by tourists in a Bangkok market. They just keep giving them food. And when you look at the food that they're giving him, it's like all carbohydrates. It's all fruits and sugars. And they're sitting there. The monkey can't even move. His fat gut is just spilled out all over the floor in front of him. And people still continue to feed him. He's fat! They give him all kinds of sugar and stuff. It's just, it's insane. He's been put on a strict diet and made to run around with the other monkeys. They say the monkey is not sick and they want him to return to the wild. How are you going to return to the wild when you all feed him all this food? Why was he going to return to the wild? Why would you return to the wild when people are bringing you donuts?
I know he loves sugar, but I checked my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar.
An obese monkey in Thailand was being sent to the fat camp after ballooning to twice the normal weight for his species.
He's fat!
Gorging on food from tourists.
Fat!
See, this is what happens with tourists. If 33-pound long-tailed marquis named Uncle Fatty has been getting fed sugar melons, milkshakes, sweet corn, and noodles.
Fat!
Same thing that makes the fat monkey fat, making you fat.
Fat!
He developed an enormous belly before wildlife officials who received reports from concerned locals spotted him last week. This is crazy. They're going to call out the wildlife before. He's a wild monkey.
Fat!
Plus, these little monkeys, these type of monkeys, they are not nice.
Fat!
When I was in India, I was about to throw a rock at the monkey because it was messing with me, and people ran at me, no! Bad monkey!
I'd like to point out that if I was reading this story, there would be heavy racial overtones. Or at least that's how it would be perceived.
Obese monkeys being fed, being sent to monkey fat camp, enjoys a drink.
He's fat!
Big Slurpee. Old fatty with a big Slurpee. Check this one out. Swedish startup uses artificial intelligence to figure out what dolphins talk about. After mastering 40 human languages, a Swedish startup has turned to dolphins, hoping to use the language analysis software to unlock the secrets of communication employed by the aquatic mammals. See, you don't know what you're doing. I told you, I've been telling you for years. The dolphins are not the mammals you think they are. Dolphins are the rapists of the sea. You think you out there playing and swim with the dolphins? No. And if you a female, you better not be doing that. You should not be swimming with the dolphin. Remember that little girl who's turning cartwheels in front of the dolphin cage? What was the dolphin doing? He had the finger of love. All exposed. Using technology from artificial intelligence language analysis company Gabagai AB, researchers from Sweden's Royal Institute of Technology will begin compiling a dolphin language dictionary. The software monitors captive bottlenose dolphins at a wildlife park 90 miles south of Stockholm. And they broke out the technology, and they were able to translate the dolphin's language. What you hear as this kind of noise that Flipper was making on the TV show. Here's what the dolphins are saying to each other.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I'm telling you.
Evening, Larry.
I'm telling you. You get in the water, you female, and that's what the dolphin says to you. Good evening, Clarice.
Evening, Larry.
See? You better not. You better don't. You better leave them dolphins alone.
Evening, Larry.
Now, if a dolphin was speaking in Anthony Hopkins' voice, that would be equally terrifying.
I think that's exactly what it was. You break down the translator, that's exactly what you were hearing.
Evening, Larry.
Yes, my friends. The dolphin translator aids human-animal interaction. We don't want that. We don't want that. See what's happening? You out there swimming around thinking you on vacation, and a pod of dolphins swims by. And I've seen it happen. And when the dolphins come by, people jump in the water and start trying to swim out to the dolphins. I'm like, what are you doing? These are wild animals, plus dolphins. They're a very well-protected reputation because of the mainstream media, but dolphins are the rapists of the sea. You out there trying to vacation, you're swimming out to the dolphins, and the dolphins are saying,
"Hey, where are the white women at?"
See? Okay. All right. See, and here you are thinking that the sharks are the bad people out there. The sharks are the bad fish. No.
Fish?
Well, sharks.
Mammals?
Right? Yeah. Well, a shark's not a mammal, is it? I don't think a shark's a mammal. Is a shark a mammal? I don't think so.
What would it be?
A fish.
No. Oh my God, it is. That's hilarious.
What? A fish?
I never would have guessed a shark was considered a fish.
I told you. It's fish. Just call me, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
No, I'll call you Dr. Doolittle.
Well, that
you kind
too.
of look like him, too.
Oh, Dr. Doolittle. The Eddie Murphy version of Dr. Doolittle? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I'm black?
No, because you look like Dr.
I
Doolittle.
don't look like Dr. Doolittle.
With the glasses,
tell you what,
the weird laugh, the ability to talk to animals.
Oh, my God. I do understand the animals. And I'm telling you, stay away from them dolphins. Stay away from them dolphins. The dolphin, trying to translate what the dolphins are talking about. I'm telling you what they're talking about because I hear them. I understand them. What that really means is...
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
That's right.
Evening, Clary.
When we come back, hide the children. It's going to be time for an abridged Freaky Deek Story of the Week. You're listening to 104.1 KQTH Tucson's News and Talk.
I can be a freak. 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 I can be a freak every day of every week.
You are listening to 104.1 KQTH, Tucson's News and Talk.
Be a freak. I can 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 be a freak every day of every week.
Fox News is in trouble. We're going to talk more about what's coming down the pike for them on Monday, but Fox News it has another lawsuit against them. Fox News bosses, apparently 7 black employees are joined in a racial discrimination suit against Fox News. They're claiming that the white bosses, made the black employees arm wrestle white employees. The bosses at Fox News were making the blacks arm wrestle the whites. And that's I'm not making this up. Right. She allegedly forced female workers to fight white colleagues for entertainment. Sort of like a racist fight club in the basement of Fox News. Okay. You believe that one, Ross? Yeah. Scripps makes us do that all the time. Scripps makes me wrestle with Ross. Entertainment. All right. Hide the children. Hide the children. It's time for the Freaky Deek story of the week.
Freak, the gala freak, I do it, the gala freak, the gala freak, I do it, freaky, freaky, got sex man and get baby. Me no respond for you, the jacket not fit me, freaky, freaky, got sex man and get baby. Me no respond for you.
If you are caller number 4, caller number 4 to 751-1041, you will get to choose the Freaky Deek story of the week. Amazon has a new device. It will tell you how your assets look in those jeans. It's hands-free, voice-activated camera called Echo Look, and it comes with a built-in stylus. So when you put on the jeans and you try them on, the gadget will tell you whether your assets look good in them jeans.
You know what to do with that big fat butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just a little bit of...
The assets enhancer. The Echo Look. Story number 2. I heart Putin. Russian women are urged to emblazon their leader on their breasts in a range of revealing patriotic shirts. It's designed to expose cleavage and a love heart for Vladimir Putin. The t-shirts are aimed at boosting support for the Kremlin strongman ahead of the election. They were unveiled by a patriotic youth group in Russia called Project Set. Russian women are encouraged to wear the I Heart Putin over their robust breasts. This is a fashion trend I think is going to find its way to the United States of America too. This is a patriotic youth group called Project Set. The designs are So yes, and there's a lot of pictures there, a lot of research here, Ross. I heart, I breasts. Oh, look at this. Here's another one. I breasts his heart, Putin. Okay. Story number three. There is an insane feud that has broken out between a vegan strip club and a steakhouse strip club right next door. Vegan strip club. Wait, what? in Portland, Oregon, a vegan strip club and a steakhouse / strip club next door are locked in an intense rivalry. Protests have ensued. A wall has been erected between the two businesses. All pandemonium broke out. A man said, I was the manager, the cook, the bouncer, and the janitor. And for about 2 months, I was the DJ too after the DJ got his foot cut off. This is a violent vegan steakhouse strip club battle.
Wait, it's a vegan steakhouse and strip club?
It's a vegan strip club and a steakhouse strip club next to each other, and they don't like each other.
Who in the world would go to a vegan strip club?
Well, here it is. Vixens, not veal. Sizzle, not steak. See, that's what the vegans say. And the meat eaters, they got something else going on altogether. But yes, strip club wars. The vegans against the meat eaters. All right. Let's go over to Keith. Keith, congratulations. You get to choose the Freaky League story of the week.
Well, James, I'm going with number 2.
Wait a minute. What was number 2? Number 2 was, the Russians. The Ruskies?
You know why?
Why is that?
Because it takes Vladimir Putin to bring heterosexuality back, baby.
What a great response, Keith. We are applauding you, sir. Well done. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. In celebration of breasticis, heterosexual. Vladimir Putin he's not struggling with his heterosexuality. We are now colluding with the Russians. We are officially colluding with the Russians because we are heterosexual. Enjoy your weekend, my friends. Go Pack Go. We'll see you on Monday. You're listening to 104.1 KQTH, Tucson's News and Talk. I'm going home and I'm drinking vodka tonight.
That escalated quickly, sir.
It did.
You're like, I'm going home and drinking. You got a box full of food here in the studio.
Yeah, we got some Sherry's Berries here.
That's right. That's right.
We're gonna just in time for Mother's Day, my friends. We'll start talking about some Sherry's Berries next week.
Watch out.
I'm working out some things. I have a new store for my gear. It's at jamestharris.com. You could go to there. I also have other stuff up in there as well, videos, some articles. I'm going to start doing some more blogging over there. But that's where the store is. We're working out a few kinks. Some folks have already placed their orders. Thank you very much. I should be getting them out over the weekend once I get these last couple of kinks worked out. I talked to my tech guy. It looks like they already have 3 out of 4 down. So we want to thank you very much for the hats are available with the embroidered symbol. We have some more shirts. We have muscle shirts for men. Do they call them muscle shirts? They don't call them wife beaters, do they?
Well, there's a difference between a muscle shirt and a wife beater.
What's a wife beater?
That's an undershirt.
Oh, it's not an undershirt.
Yeah,
it's a muscle shirt.
Yeah, so it's the shirts where it's just the strap. It's basically the Suns Out, Guns Out shirts.
Suns Out, Guns Out shirts. We got some Suns Out, Guns Out gear.
Muscle shirts.
For you, right? Absolutely. So
for those of us that have them.
Check it out. You got some stuff planned for yourself this weekend?
I'll probably avoid the NFL draft. It's just going to depress me. I know there's playoff hockey on tonight. One of our listeners is a Ducks fan, and I'm an Oilers fan, so we've been sparring back and forth. And there'll be a pay-per-view this weekend, so I'll definitely do a Facebook Live video to do the my predictions and reviews. So check that out on my Facebook page, at Ross Williamson. Should be fun. So
I'm going to I got a couple events for the station. And then I'm just going to sit down. Then I'm going to sit down.
And apparently drink.
Well, that's tonight for the Russians.
I see.
I want to thank everybody for joining us. Be safe. We'll see you on Monday. Oh, please be sure to like and share our page.
Of course.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.